Let's try question 7a. We have exponents involving 0. What is 1 to the 0? 1 to the 0 is just 1. In general, anything to the 0 is 1. For example, 2 to the 0 is equals to 1. 1.5 to the 0 is equals to 1. The square root of 2 all to the 0 is equals to 1. Now what about 0 to the 1? The answer is 0. 0 squared is equals to 0. 0 times 0 equals 0. In general, 0 to the anything is 0. 0 to the 3 is equals to 0. 0 to the 2.5 equals 0. 0 to the pi is still 0. What about pi to the 0? The answer is 1. We talked about it before. In general, anything to the 0 is 1. Except for this last case. 0 to the 0 is undefined. It's not really equal to anything. So this is an exception. Let's try number 8. Evaluate 1 minus this fraction cubed. Let's just work through it one step at a time. 1 is the first term. This is minus, we'll just leave it alone for now. And we have a number cubed. Negative times negative times negative is negative. So I'm going to just write negative. And what we're going to do is now we're going to cube the number. 1 cubed over 2 cubed. We can actually distribute the exponent top and bottom. This becomes 1 over 8. The 8 comes from 2 cubed. And now we have 2 negatives, which becomes a positive. And what is the number 1? It's equivalent to 8 over 8. We have a common denominator, we simply add across. So this here is a nice final answer. Now let's try this question here. It's always nice to work on these terms one by one. Let's work on this first term. So you can always clean up the inside if you wish. This is 9 over 4. And now let's leave this plus sign alone here. And we know that in BEDMAS we should always multiply and divide first before we add. So let's just clean up this part here. 2 cubed is 8. And the 3 remains the same. We're going to change the division to multiplication by flipping the fraction. The denominator 5 now becomes the numerator, and the numerator 4 now becomes the denominator. That's the rule. We can even simplify the 8 and the 4. We can simplify diagonally or up and down. So the 8 becomes a 2. We're dividing by 4, and the 4 becomes a 1. Now what is the square root of 9/4? That's the same thing as the square root of 9 over the square root of 4 plus 2 times 5 is 10, and 3 times 1 is just 3. So we know that this square root of 9 is 3, and this square root of 4 becomes a 2, so we're simply adding these fractions. Let's find a common denominator. Let's make it 6. 2 times 3 is 6, so 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 2 is 6, 10 times 2 is 20. So adding across, our final answer is 29 over 6. Okay, now it's your turn. 1. Evaluate 0 divided by 1 plus 1 to the exponent 0 minus 0 to the 1. 2. Evaluate the square root of 49 over 100 plus 0 divided by 0 plus 0 to the exponent 0. Now please don't ask Siri what 0 divided by 0 is. Number 3. What is 2 minus 2/3 all to the exponent negative 2? Number 4. What is 3 plus 2/3 divided by 1 to the exponent pi all divided by 6? Can you do this?